Hey there! Today, under the Impactful Stories segment, we will talk about the work Lual Mayen is doing in refugee camps, how refugees are receiving free training in game development, and how all this came about. I wrote this piece for Games Industry Africa, and if you prefer reading it, you can find the link in the description below. Let's start with a little story. Lual Mayen first saw a computer in 2007 at a refugee registration site, and he was like, "Wow, what is that?" His mother replied that it was a computer. Lual would later ask his mother for one, but there was no money and he soon forgot about his request. 3 years later, his mother surprised him with 300 US dollars that she had secretly been saving so that her son could buy a computer. At first, Lual did not know what exactly to do with the computer because he had nobody around him who could train him. However, after contemplating about the circumstances with which the laptop came into his life, he asked himself, if my mother can save $300 for 3 years so that I can be able to buy this computer, how about me? Lual felt inspired to start looking for ways to use his new contraption. Lual's first video game experience was playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City. There were a lot of violent situations that required the player to run for their lives. This must have had a trigger effect for him and most of his refugee friends, as most of them had actually survived worse violence. This is why Lual decided he wanted to highlight the peaceful side of things. And so this quest led him to ask himself how he could create a video game for peace and conflict resolution. This is how Salaam, his first game, was born.
Salaam, because games are very powerful to create empathy and to help people understand the journey of a refugee. Growing up in a refugee camp, my mother spent 3 years looking for $300 to buy a computer. Then I taught myself how to create a video game. My mission in creating Salaam is to let the world know what it's like to be a refugee. When you buy medicine and food in the game, it goes to real refugees like me. Together, we can take small steps to make a big difference.
After making that important decision, Lual began to teach himself how to code, design, and create his own video game from scratch. In 6 months, he had a basic version of a game that he could share with people in the refugee camp. He then posted the game on Facebook and it went viral. People downloaded and shared it a lot, and it opened his world to the video game community and to receiving support. On that note, don't forget to subscribe to get updated every time new content is up, and share this video when you're done so that more people can learn about the awesome things happening in the video games industry in Africa. Lual later set up a charity called Lual Mayen Foundation to help refugees. Unity has a charitable fund to make education more accessible and provide economic opportunities for underrepresented creators. Lual filled out an application for a grant and it was quickly approved because his vision was aligned with Unity's vision. In 2021, Unity partnered with the foundation to fund a technology center for refugees at the refugee camp in Uganda, where Lual grew up. Unity contributed 50,000 US dollars for the first year, and it will help the center train refugees how to make games and get careers in STEM. The goal is to make it a permanent program in the long run. Through the Uganda Ministry of Education, the foundation will create structured certificate programs that enable refugees to explore career opportunities in STEM fields. Unity will also assist with different lab mentorships. The foundation will buy computers, set up internet access, and locate people to train the students at refugee locations in Uganda and Kenya. The aim is to train about 500 refugees over a couple of years. Mayan's foundation is partnering with Western Digital Black Gaming Storage brand to provide some hard drives to refugees and PhotoMine to develop a library of digital memories for refugees. That way, the refugees can remember where they came from as they prepare for successful careers in game development. Once they're successful in their various pursuits, then they will be able to connect the dots and see their trajectory of success. And like Lual's inspiring journey, we will have numerous uplifting stories to share.